So welcome to this, our first trigger point class. So these are the bits that you're going to need for today's class. You're going to need the two soft prickle balls. You're going to need your soft Pilates ball and have it quite deflated so it's not really fully pumped up. And you can kind of play around with this and see if you want to let more air out, if you want to put a little bit more in as we kind of go through some of the exercises. You also need your strap. It might be useful to have a towel there just to perhaps prop under your head if you need something under your head for a little bit more support. And then you need either a foam roller if you've got one of the long foam rollers, or if not, you want two bath sheets, you know, the big bath ones. And then with that, you're going to roll it up like a little sausage. So they're one on top of the other, and then you roll them up so that it's nice and long, but so that it's got a little bit of height to it, and it's not just one towel where it will just collapse. So you could roll a few towels together, or if you have any of the thin yoga mats, you could kind of roll one of those up. Anything just to give you that rounded shape with a little bit of height. So onto the edge of your roller or your towel, and then just line yourself all the way down. And then you're just going to allow yourself to relax here. So let your chest and shoulders roll open. Let your pelvis be heavy. We've got our knees bent, our feet flat. And if it feels like it's too much at any time, if it feels like it's too hard, then obviously come off it. You can do all of the movements that we're going to do just on the floor as well. But we're using our roller or our towel to try and release some deep tension around our back. And it always feels amazing when you come off afterwards. So all of these sessions that we're going to do, these trigger point sessions, they're designed to release tension, release tightness, release stress, and get us moving really, really well. Everything's done pretty slow, it's quite chilled out, quite relaxed. But if anything doesn't feel right for you, you know your own body, and if anything just is not right, then just don't do it. Just rest until we get to the next movement. Especially when we get to using the little spiky balls, sometimes you can get like almost like a burning sensation, like a hot sensation. Sometimes you'll feel like a little bit of a popping sensation depending on where the balls are. Those are fine. Sometimes it can make you feel a little bit nauseous as well. As long as you can cope with it, those are fine. But anytime that you feel anything like an electric shock type pain, like a nerve type pain, then I'm going to get you to come off and just have a lie down for a moment. Just sometimes, if we've got any trapped nerves or anything that's just not in a happy place, we don't want to be putting any pressure on there. And then, as I said, if it makes you feel nauseous and you don't like it, you can always, again, just remove any of the balls, any of the foam rollers, anything that just doesn't feel right for you. Our body kind of holds on to a lot of tension, and sometimes when we release it, it can feel very strange. So we're just lying here, we're just breathing, noticing how your body feels. And we're seeing if we can allow our body to relax down into the roller, into the towel. So imagine that with each exhale, your body's sinking down. So if we have a lot of tension, a lot of tightness, you'll almost want to lift your body away from your roller, and I'm asking you to let it just soften, let it melt down into that roller. Take some deep breaths here. Yeah, and kind of try to get out of our mind and drop it into our body. So noticing any physical sensations, notice how your breath feels. Notice the feeling of the floor beneath your feet. Yeah, we're just taking some deep breaths here. And then we're going to start to move. So I don't need you to lift your arms up off the floor, but have your elbows bent. And we're going to just do some little shoulder circles here. So use your elbows to circle your arms around, circle your shoulders around. Just move nice and slow. And then let's reverse those circles, go the other way. Again, just nice and slow. Good. And then this time we're going to straighten our arms up towards the ceiling. And as you inhale, we're going to take those arms back overhead towards the floor behind you. And then as you exhale, we're going to press our hands all the way down towards our hips. So as we press the hands down, let's have the palms facing down towards the floor. As you inhale, roll the palms so the palms face in towards each other as the arms go up and overhead. And as you exhale, turn the hands so the palms are going to face down towards the floor as you press the hands down. Inhale, arms go over. And exhale to press down. This time as you press your hands down, also press your feet really firmly into the floor. As you exhale, press the feet as you press the hands. Try to find that connection with our abdominals here. We're going to do 2 more. Nice, slow, deep breath. And as your arms come down towards the floor this time, you can relax your hands all the way down to the floor. So you can have your hands wherever it makes sense to your body. You can have them down by your side. You can have them out a little bit wider. I always like that palms facing up to encourage you to roll your chest and shoulders open. But you can use your arms here for a little bit of stability. And we're going to take it into a single knee fold this time. So take a breath in, and as you exhale, I want you to bring one knee into that tabletop position. Inhale as you lower that leg back down to the floor, and exhale as you bring that other leg up this time. Inhale as you lower your leg back down. Exhale, bring the other leg up. And we're just going to keep switching sides, nice and slow, nice and controlled. Placing your foot back down on the floor before you lift that other leg up. Again, noticing any sensations that your body's sending you. Let's do 1 more on each side here. And as you lower your leg down this time, we're just going to hold there. So both feet back down on the floor. Just a couple more breaths here. And then when you feel ready, you're going to just slide yourself off your towel, off your roller. Don't sit up, just kind of roll to the side. And then move your towel or your roller away from you so that you can just lie down on your back with your knees bent, your feet flat, and just see how your back feels. We're going to pause here, we're going to take some breaths and allowing our body to integrate that sensation. It might feel now that your spine is missing. It might feel like you're completely flat and disappearing into the floor. So let's just take a moment here to enjoy that sensation, that feeling of complete relaxation. Maybe the whole of your back is now into the floor and you don't even have that little arch under your back. So just notice how it feels and take some deep breaths here. We're going to start to move again here. We're going to do our spine curl next. So bringing your feet perhaps a little bit closer to you. So feet are flat, knees are bent, arms down by your sides. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, tilt your pelvis towards you and then gently peel your hips up towards the sky. Pause in at the top for a breath in and then exhale as you slowly roll yourself all the way down. Now we're going to keep moving with this. So just move with the flow of your breath, moving on your exhale. And we're looking for that real smooth, real easy, soft, flowing movement. Don't force anything, don't go higher than your body wants to go. Let's do 2 more here. One more time. And then as you roll down this time, we're going to stay down. Just take a moment to bring your knees into your chest. Give your knees a little hug and just rock gently side to side. Get rid of my towels when we're out the way. from here, we're going to bring our feet back down to the floor. Take a moment to find that neutral pelvis, so making sure the back of your pelvis is anchored and it's kind of level so that your hip bones and your pubic bone are on the same plane. And then we're going to gently slide one leg out long on the floor. Can you slide that leg out, all the way out? Once that leg is out fully straight, we're going to press the heel away, pull the front of the foot towards you, and then we're going to slide that leg back in. And do the same on the other side, sliding that leg out long. Once the leg is out fully straight, we're going to press the heel away, pull the toes back towards you, and then slide that leg back in. Nice and slow, we're going to keep going with this. Pressing your heel away, pulling the front of the foot towards you once that leg's fully straight, and then bring it back in. And as you're doing this movement, you're noticing whether your pelvis is tipping, whether it's rocking, whether you can keep it nice and still. You want to just be moving our legs. It is a little bit easier if you've got socks on to slide, if your mat's a bit sticky. I forgot that this morning. So my slide isn't quite as smooth as I would like it to be, so. Let's do one more on each side. Press out through the heel, pull the front of the foot towards you, and on the other side. Alright, as you come back in this time, we're going to grab our soft Pilates ball. So again, it's a little bit deflated, it's not fully blown up. And we're going to pop this under our pelvis. So the best way to do it is to press into your feet, lift your hips up, and then pop that ball under there. Okay, and then again, we want to try and find that neutral position. We want to try and have our hip bones and our pubic bone on the same level, if you can. See if you can kind of find that here. Let your ribs relax down, making sure that you're not really arching your back and flaring those ribs, so try and relax your ribs down. And let's again just take some breaths here. Arms can be, again, just wherever they're comfortable. I always like to have my hands kind of on my pelvis so I can check where it's at. So you can have them there, or you can have them out to the side, wherever just feels good to you. And we're going to start to do a little pelvic tilt here now. So when you exhale this next time, tilt your pelvis towards you, and as you inhale, you're going to roll it back into that neutral position. Exhale to tilt towards you, inhale to tilt back the other way. Keep checking that those ribs stay relaxed. We don't want to be arching our back here. Notice if your knees are trying to roll out to the sides. If your knees are kind of flaring out to the sides, you can always pop something between your knees to squeeze, like a block or a cushion or a towel or something, just to kind of keep them in rather than letting them roll out here. We're just doing that gentle tilt forwards and backwards. Let's just do a few more of those. And then as you come back into that neutral position this time, we're going to stay here. So again, checking hip bones, pubic bone are nice and level. We're going to take our arms down to the floor. Palms are facing up. Ribs stay down. And we're going to do our floor angels now. So you're going to slide the hands out along the floor and up towards your head. Take them as far as they'll go without the ribs lifting. And then slowly slide them all the way back down. So just moving at your own pace. Slide the hands out. And up and back down. Notice if your pelvis is trying to tip towards you, see if you can try and keep it in that neutral position. Nice and slow. One more time. And as your arms come back down towards your hips this time, we're going to pause there. We're going to bring one knee in, and we're going to just hold behind that knee. So we've got one knee drawn in towards us, hold behind that knee, And you've got your other leg down for stability. If you're really wibbly wobbly, you can have both hands down and just bring that knee in towards your chest, or one hand down and one hand holding that knee. So see how it feels for you. And if you're a bit wobbly, that's okay. Don't worry, that's fine. Well, I'm a bit wobbly this morning. So a little bit of wobbling is fine. Taking some deep breaths here. Pulling that knee in towards you. And don't worry now if your pelvis is tilting towards you, don't worry about that, it's fine. You can try and hold it neutral if you want to and bring that knee in as far as it will go, or you can allow your pelvis to tilt. We're using this as a little bit of a release, so either of those is absolutely fine here. Just a couple more breaths here. And then releasing that leg, and we're going to do the same on the other side, so bringing that other knee in. Hold behind that knee again, bringing that knee in towards you. Let your lower leg just drop down and relax rather than trying to hold it out in that tabletop position. Just let it be relaxed. Checking for tension, relax your jaw, relax your face, shoulders. Taking those deep breaths here. And then when you're ready, releasing that leg back down. So we're going to keep our hands down on the floor this time. Again, you can have your hands down by your sides or out to the sides. I always like palms facing up. And we're going to do our single knee fold here. So this time we're going to find that neutral pelvis and we're going to see if we can maintain that neutral pelvis. As you take a breath in and then exhale to bring that leg into a tabletop position. Inhale as you lower the leg. Exhale, bring the other leg up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Watch those ribs. Nice and slow. Really nice. As you bring your knee in towards you this time, we're going to hold it in. So we've got one knee in towards us. And then we're going to hold behind that knee again. Pull that knee deep in towards you. And again, if your pelvis tilts here, that's absolutely fine. Pulling that knee in. Have a little stretch here. And then allow your pelvis to roll back into neutral. We're going to keep hold of this leg and we're going to see if we can straighten that leg up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to let go of that leg, let your arms come back down to the floor. And we're going to keep that leg long. We're going to have a soft foot. And we're going to just gently lower that leg all the way down towards the floor. Super slow, all the way down. And it's going to come all the way down until it touches the floor. And once that leg's down on the floor, we're going to just slide that foot back in. And then we're going to bring the other knee in towards our chest this time. Again, take hold of the knee, pull it in towards you. Let's just have a good stretch here first. And then again, we're going to straighten that leg up towards the ceiling, finding that neutral pelvis again. Ish, don't worry too much about it. Arms come down towards the floor, soft foot. And again, we're just going to gently float that leg all the way down. All the way down, nice and slow. Allow the front of the hip to open out. All the way down to the floor. Once it's down, touching the floor, you're just going to slide that leg back in. Okay, now this is a little balance challenge for you. We're going to see if we can bring both knees in. Do them one at a time. So bring one knee in towards your chest. Bring the other knee in towards your chest. And you can keep your hands on the floor if you need to. Or if you feel like you're okay and you're fairly stable, wobbling's fine, you can hold on to those knees and just allow your body to relax here, allowing your body to sink towards the floor. And what this is doing is it's releasing the upper part of your back. So they call this a thoracic release, and it's releasing that upper back here. And we're going to hold and just take some deep breaths. Alright, when you're ready, we're going to place the feet back down on the floor one at a time. We're going to press into the feet, lift the hips and slide your ball out from underneath you. And then again, let your body just rest down. Let your body integrate that sensation, see how it feels. You feel like your pelvis is completely flat onto the floor. Maybe try straightening out both legs and see how you feel there. Do you feel like you've been steamrolled? Let's take a couple of breaths. You can either keep the legs out long or go back to bent knees, whichever feels better for you. And then when you're ready, we're going to bend the knees back in. Let's bring the feet and knees together. Open your arms out to that T position for our spine twist here. Rolling both knees to one side. Just go as far as you can keep your rib cage and your shoulder blades down on the floor. And then when you're ready, bring those knees back in through centre and take them over to the other side. And we're just going to go gently from one side to the other. Go nice and slow. This time as your knees roll to one side, we're going to let the knees come all the way down towards the floor. So if that means you roll onto your side, that's fine. Knees are going to anchor down on the floor. And then we're going to start to roll our upper body back towards the floor, trying to open out to that T position. Now don't worry if your arm and your shoulder is a mile away from the floor, but try and keep the knees down. And we're going to hold here for just a few deep breaths. And then when you're ready, just bring that arm back up so you're kind of on your side again before you roll onto your back. We're going to do the same on the other side. So you're going to roll your knees to the other side. Again, let them come all the way down towards the floor. And maybe that means you roll onto your side. And then we're going to start to roll the upper body back. Open your arms out to that T position. And just let your head go wherever it wants to be. You might want to roll to one side or the other. Or just stay looking up towards the ceiling. And let's again just hold for a few breaths here. And then when you're ready, just bringing that arm again back so that you're on your side. You can then roll onto your back, picking up your knees to give your knees a little hug, and let's just rock gently side to side. Nice. Okay, we're going to use our little prickle balls next. So grab your two spiky little balls, have your strap nearby, and we're going to pop the balls under our bottom. So we're going to have them on each cheek as you lie down on your back. So one on each side. If you want to, you can have something under your head. If obviously lying flat doesn't work for you, feel free to have something under your head. And you can keep kind of adjusting where the balls are, because you might find that they start to move and come out the side. So feel free to just kind of move them around as you need to. But we're going to see if we can swing our hips side to side here. So you're rolling those balls. And you can have them higher or lower, closer together, wider apart, whatever makes sense to you. As you swing your hips side to side, a little bit of salsa. Good. A little bit of a massage, a little bit of a release for those glutes. Okay. And then when you're ready, just come to rest in the middle. And we're going to go back to our pelvic tilt again. So take a breath in, and as you exhale, tilt your pelvis towards you. And then inhale to come back into neutral. Again, tilting towards you as you exhale. Inhale to come back in through centre. We're just going to keep going with this. And you can feel how you're applying more pressure and then less pressure as you move your pelvis over those balls. So So this is where we just need to be mindful of any like that nerve sensation. That's the things that we don't want to feel, but anything else, as long as it's bearable, is okay. And it's usually, say that hot sensation is usually your body releasing tension. It's a good sign, as long as we don't have that electric shock pain. So we're just pelvic tilting here. And then coming to rest in that neutral position. Let's go back to that single knee fold with the balls. Let's see how it feels here. Breath in, and as you exhale, bringing your leg into tabletop. Inhale as you lower that leg down, and exhale, bring the other leg up this time. Let's keep switching sides again here. Again, you're just noticing the sensations of the prickle balls under your bottom, how as you apply more and less weight, how it feels. Sometimes it can feel a little bit bruised. It's all good. It's all good. You'll feel good afterwards. So we're just doing that little single knee fold here. Alright, and then as you lower your leg down this time, just pause there, finding that neutral again. And we're going to bring one knee in towards our chest, so into that tabletop position. And we're going to do circles with that knee. Imagine you've got a pencil on that knee, and we're going to draw a circle on the ceiling. As you just gently circle that leg around, you can make the circle as big or as small as you like, as long as it's nice and controlled. So you don't just want to be kind of arching your back and your whole body flailing around. So we're just doing a nice controlled circle. But if your pelvis is moving a little bit, that's absolutely fine. Because here it's all about release. And then can you circle that knee the other way? Good. And then when you're ready, placing that leg back down, let's bring the other leg up. And again, let's do some little circles on this side. See how it feels. Again, you can make it as big or as small as you like. And then reverse, go the other way. Good. And then when you're ready, placing that foot back down on the floor. This time we're going to let our knee drop out to the side. So on an inhale, allow your knee to just drop out to the side. And as you exhale, bring that knee back into centre. We're going to do the other side. As you inhale, knee drops out. And as you exhale, bring it back in through centre. And we're going to keep switching sides. And we want to try and keep our pelvis fairly level. So as that knee drops out, don't let your whole body drop to the side. So you're in control of how far you take that knee out. Again, just noticing any sensations. And then as you bring that knee back in towards the ceiling this time, we're just going to hold there. We're going to allow our knees to rock to one side and then the other. So it's that little spine twist. And you just gently rock your knees one side to the other. So just a little bit of movement here first. And see how it feels, and if you need to move those balls around a little bit, then feel free. And if that feels okay and you want to take it a little bit deeper, as you come in through centre this time, we're going to cross one leg over the other, like you're sitting down and you've crossed your legs. So it's not like our number 4 stretch. We've got thigh against thigh, yeah? So fully crossed over, yeah. And then take your arms out to the side for that little bit of stability. And then again, we're going to just gently rock side to side here. Doesn't need to be a big movement, just allow your body to rock side to side. It's almost like you're coming off one ball as you rock to one side and then coming off the other, perhaps as you rock to the other side. If you need to come out of it at any time and just go back to both feet flat, then absolutely you can do that. A little bit more intense, a little bit more pressure, perhaps getting a little bit deeper into those tissues. And then, whichever way your legs are crossed, so whichever side that foot is at, we're going to let the legs roll to that side and we're going to hold it there. And then our opposite arm, we're going to do that little floor angel again here. So you're going to slide the back of the hand along the floor and up towards your head. And then slide it again along the floor and down towards your hip. So we've got our legs gently rolled to one side. You might not be touching one ball at one side, that's fine. We're taking some deep breaths. Alright, as your arm comes down towards your hip this time, we're going to roll ourselves back in through centre. Keep your legs crossed and roll them to the other side this time. So we've still got them crossed, same side, and we're going to do that little floor angel on the other side this time. So again, sliding your arm out along the floor and then back down towards your hip. Checking with the ribs, making sure that you aren't arching your back here. It's quite tempting to arch your back. We want to try and keep the back relaxed, keep the ribs down as you just slide that arm out along the floor. Can you still feel those little prickle balls under your bottom? Or can you not even notice them anymore? Alright. And as your arm comes back down towards your hip this time, you're going to roll yourself back in through centre. We're going to uncross those legs and we're going to swing our hips side to side again. Remember which way you crossed your legs because we need to do the other side. Have a little movement, have a little roll. Ooh, I need to feel free to adjust your balls at any point. And then cross your legs over the other way. Again, thigh to thigh. Alright, and then we're going to again just gently rock side to side, whatever that means to you here. Ribs stay down. Does it feel different? Just notice. Again, just always tuning into your body, noticing any sensations. And then you're going to rock to one side, so the side your leg is crossed over to, hold at that side first. And then again, we're going to do that little floor angel with that opposite arm, sliding along the floor, and then back down towards your hip, keeping the ribs down. And then when you're ready, when your arm comes back down towards your hip this time, you're going to roll your legs back in through centre and then over to the other side. And same thing again, you're going to hold on that side and do your little floor angel here. As your arm comes down towards your hip this time, roll yourself back in through centre, uncross your legs, do that little shift, hip shimmy side to side, rolling out again here. And then we're going to lift our bottom up, take the balls away, and then just lower your bottom down again here. You can keep the legs bent or you can straighten those legs out. Maybe try both. Do you feel like your bottom's disappeared? Where's your bum gone? Again, notice that sensation of melting into the floor. Let's take some deep breaths here, allowing your body to integrate again, just to recognise, to notice how it feels, to be completely relaxed, to not be holding that tightness and that tension, and just to let it all go. 2 more breaths here. Okay. And then we're going to come on up to seated. So take your time, but come on up. And we're going to put the prickle balls under our bottom again here. And we're going to have our knees bent and our feet flat. So put them under your bottom. If you go and get changed straight after this class, and you catch sight of your bottom in the mirror, it'll have all little prickle marks on it. Okay, so hands are down behind you, legs are out long, and we're just going to rock gently forwards and backwards. So we're just rolling our bottom out with the balls. And not to get our top caught in them. As we roll, and again, you might have to keep shifting them around a little bit, see how it feels for you. As you rock forwards and backwards. Mine are creaking. You can make the movement as big or as small as you like. You can kind of roll all the way forwards, all the way back if you want to. And then we're going to stay with this, but we're going to keep the feet wide and let your knees roll in towards each other. So knees are touching but feet are wide. And let's do the same here, rolling again, forwards and backwards. Making the movement as big or as small as you like. Good. All right, we're going to come off the balls again. And we're going to lie down again. Keep them with you and have your strap handy this time as well. Lie down. Again, maybe take a moment to straighten your legs out long. Is our bottom still missing? Take a couple of breaths here. And then we're going to, again, pop them straight back under our bottom. Both balls again. And leave on. And then we're going to put one leg into the strap. So one leg into that strap and take that leg up towards the sky. And then your other leg can be bent. And this leg that we've got in the strap, we're just going to bend and straighten this leg. Bend and straighten. And you can move the balls around as you feel comfortable, as you find the position you want them in. Bend and straighten this leg. And you can create some resistance here if you want to. You can kind of pull your strap quite tight so that you're having to really push to straighten that leg. If you had elastics, you could do it with elastics. I just like the strap. I do have elastic, but I just prefer using the strap. So we're just going to bend and straighten here. It's a really nice way to kind of release the hamstring, the back of the thigh. And then as you straighten your leg this time, we're going to lower the leg down. So keep that leg straight as you lower it down towards the floor, and then bring it back up towards the ceiling. Lowering down towards the floor and lifting back up towards the sky. Keep going, lowering and lifting here. Good. And as your leg comes up towards the sky this time, we're going to just switch the legs over. So can you bring that other leg up and pop that leg in the strap? And release your other leg back down. And then again, we're going to do our little bend and straighten at this leg now. And again, if you want to, you can create some resistance by pulling on your strap and resisting that leg straightening. going to start to lower and lift that leg. So when it's straight this time, lowering that leg down towards the floor and then back up towards the ceiling. Lowering and lifting here. Good. One more time. And as you lift that leg up this time, you can just bend that leg in, get rid of your strap. Walk your strap down. And again, we're going to lift up hips, get rid of those balls. And again, lengthen your legs out long. Just take some deep breaths. Okay. So we're using our prickle balls again. We're going to pop the balls behind our head this time. So what we're going to do with the balls is we're going to gently move them from our head all the way down to our tail. And we're going to do it in different positions all of the way down. So if there's a position that just doesn't feel nice for you, you can go back to the one before and stay there, because our bodies are different, we hold tension in different places, see how it feels. But to begin with, we're going to have both balls and you're going to pop them just straight behind your head. Now if you've got really silky hair, they tend to slide a little bit, so you can try and get them under your hair, or you pop a towel on them, anything just to try and get them in position. And then you can choose to have your legs out long, or you can go back to knees bent, feet flat if that feels better for you. And all you need to do here is relax. We don't need to move. We just need to take some deep breaths. Scanning through your body and noticing if you are gripping and holding anywhere. So check your usual hot spots, check your frown lines between your eyebrows. Can you soften your face, your jaw, neck and shoulders? Just taking those deep breaths. So you want to hold each position for about a minute. You can hold it for longer if you want to, but it takes about a minute for the tissues to start to release. But we're going to move the ball down a little bit. So now, both balls, they're going to go right at the base of your skull, where your head and your neck meet. So again, both balls, and they're going to go right at the base of your skull. Again, they might be a bit slippy slidey. You might need to hold them in place, pop a towel on, or use your hair to kind of hold them in place. And then hold in here. Like I said, if you find a position that doesn't work for you, you can go back to the one before if that was a better position. Keep checking in with your body. Notice, is it making you want to clench your teeth? Is it making you want to bring your shoulders up to your ears? Just notice. See if you can find a little bit more softness. And then we're going to move the balls down again. And we're going to take the balls to the base of the neck where your neck and shoulder meets.
So we're coming to that trapezius muscle, so it's here where your neck and shoulder meet, and the ball's just going to go just there.
And again, it's a bit of a funny position because I have to almost tuck the ball under a little bit and pin it down. Now as we start to move the balls a little bit further down, if it starts to bother your head, you can pop a cushion or a folded up towel or something under your head. Let your arms go wherever's comfortable. I've taken mine out a little bit wider to the side now, palms are facing up so that I can roll my chest and shoulders open. And all we're doing is focusing on those deep breaths and noticing any sensations in your body. Feel free to change your legs. You can have the legs out long, you can have the knees bent, and you might find that in different positions you want to have those legs in different position. Maybe you want to take the legs really wide and let them roll out. There's kind of no wrong or right here, just do what feels good to you. So this area now is one of the areas that we hold a lot of tension in. So I really like to find this area, and if it does feel bruised to you, that's a sure sign that there's a lot going on there. So this is probably a good spot for you to hold and to breathe. So we're going to move the arms down, we're going to move the balls down a little bit now, and they're going to go right behind your shoulder, so kind of where your arm meets your back, so kind of right there. So it's not actually on the arm, it's just on your back there. I'll sit up and show you. It's not on the arm, it's just in a little bit, but it's right there. And sometimes it's harder getting in position than anything else. So take your time and see if you can find that. And again, you might need to adjust them around a little bit to find the right spot for you. Again, let's take those deep breaths. And if you need something under your head, feel free. Grab yourself a towel, cushion, anything. Does it feel the same on both sides? Are you, again, finding that tension and lifting yourself away from the balls like you're trying to hold yourself off them? See if you can allow your body to relax down and to melt into them. So the more relaxed we can be, the deeper relaxation and release we're going to find. Noticing any changes, so maybe when you first got here it felt very painful, it felt very bruised. Maybe now it's starting to soften, starting to feel a little bit easier. Maybe you feel like you are sinking down a little bit more. Notice any temperature sensation. Does it feel hot? Does it feel cold? Just notice. We're going to move it down again. So this time the balls are going to go just under your shoulder blades. So just sitting up a little bit, can you grab the balls and just roll them down so they're just under your shoulder blades on each side. And then again, lie back. So now we're getting more of a lift. You might find that your head's not happy being on the floor. You can grab that little soft Pilates ball again, or cushion, or a block, or anything that just makes you feel a little bit more comfortable. I actually quite like being like this, getting a little bit of extension. So if it feels good, stay there. But if not, pop something under your head. And again, trying to sink down. If this position isn't right for you, go back to the one before. Surrendering the weight of your body to the balls, allowing your body to relax. Don't resist the ball, relax into it. Checking your jaw, your face, your shoulders. So because we're in that little bit of extension, your ribs are going to be a little bit lifted, but again, we don't want to be arching the back and really thrusting the ribs forward. So even though we're kind of in that extended position, we still want the ribs to be soft. Relax your jaw. We're going to move the balls down again. Now this next position is a little bit of a funny one. It's going to go on either side of your back, between your ribs and your pelvis, so kind of in the soft tissue between your ribs and your pelvis. Now if you have, if it bothers you when it's there, because it's kind of near your kidneys, if you have a bit of a kidney infection, it's not a great place to pop the balls. But if it bothers you and you're not happy there, then go back to the one before. But if it feels okay, it's great. It does a lot of good for us. It just can feel a little bit strange. Again, you can have legs out long or legs bent. If you had a heavy night on the pop last night and you're feeling a little bit worse for wear, having the balls here again might not feel great to you. Luckily, I'm a very good girl and I was fine. But again, feel free to kind of try it and then go back to the one before if it's not good. Notice again, are you kind of resisting the balls? Are you trying to lift yourself off them? Try and relax down. Is it restricting your breath? Do you find that you can't breathe as deeply? Practice taking those deep breaths. Alright, we'll not hold there for quite as long. Let's move them down again. So it's going to go right to the top of your pelvis now. So you know where you have those little dimples on the top of your bottom, either side of your spine? See if you can find there. So just kind of at the edge of your pelvis, and we put one on each side. Hold it there. And if your pelvis wants to tilt towards you, it wants to stay neutral, let it do what it wants to do here. That's absolutely fine. I kind of like my legs bent here. It doesn't feel like a happy place for my low back with legs out long. So try it, see how it feels. But if it feels like it's not a happy place for your back, go back to knees bent. That's a happier place for most people. Again, does it feel different one side to the other? Like you're resisting? Can you relax? Let's just have a couple more breaths here. And then we're going to lift the hips up. You're going to take one ball away. So you've only got one ball and you're going to pop it right behind your tailbone. So kind of right at the back of your pelvis. You've just got one ball there. And again, those knees bent, feet flat is a good position here. Letting your body be heavy, again sinking down. And then when you're ready, push into your feet, lift your bottom so you can take that ball out from under you and then just relax back down onto the floor. Notice how your spine feels. Again, maybe try lengthening your legs out long. Do you feel like you've been squished into the floor? Do you feel like you're completely flat and you've been steamrolled? Notice how it feels all the way down your spine, from your head, your neck, your shoulders, upper back, middle back, lower back. How does your pelvis feel? How does your bottom feel? Just notice. Hopefully it all feels very soft, very relaxed. Moving slowly, we're going to bend our knees one at a time. Bring your knees into your chest, give your knees a little hug. Let's just rock gently side to side here. And when you're ready, just slowly come on up to seated. Just kind of have a little move around, maybe do a little twist. Just see how your body feels. How does your spine feel? Kind of feel all loose and slinky spined now. Okay, we're going to come up to standing. We're going to finish off with just one more thing, and all we're going to do is roll our feet out with the spiky balls. Okay, so it's a really nice way to just kind of finish off. So you only need one. Grab a ball, come on up to standing. Feels nice, isn't it? The soft, spiky ball on the feet feels nice. Make sure you cover all sides of your foot. Get the inside edge, the outside edge, your heel, your toes. Do everywhere. And then stepping that foot down. Same on the other side. Give it a quick roll out. Covering everywhere. Make sure you're happy, make sure your feet feel like they've had a little bit of attention too. And then when you're ready, just pop the ball to one side. Just stand with your feet about hip distance apart. We're just going to rise up onto the balls of the feet and then lower down nice and controlled. Let's just do that a couple of times. Coming up, lowering down. Let's add arms. Arms up. Reach, grow tall, circle the arms down. Let's do one more like that. Up, reach, circle and release. You guys are all done, so I hope that you feel all floppy and chilled and relaxed now. I hope that you enjoyed that.